The federal budget is out. Let's take a look. This is the Great White North Report.
I'm in love with the system. Never going home. I'm in love.
Okay, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland's budget focuses on housing and greening the economy. Oh boy, I can hardly wait for that. So we're going to get a home buying help, which doesn't help me anymore. But it might help my kids, first-time home buyers, a chance to save up to $40,000. Contributions would be tax deductible, and withdrawals to buy a first home would not be taxed. But to provide $725 million in support over 5 years. So basically, you're not going to tax anything. If you make a contribution to a first-time home buyer savings account, you won't be taxed, and if you take it out, you won't be taxed, as long as you buy that first home. Well, how are they going to know if it's your first home or not? They must keep track somehow. Is it a good idea? Possibly. But by that time, houses might be more work through the roof. Affordable housing. $4 billion over 5 years to help municipalities speed up housing development and destroy more farmland. So our food prices go up. 100,000 new housing units in the next 5 years. Ever thought of refurbishing old houses that have fallen down? I go through the countryside, I see a lot of houses that are no longer there. Little lots. All through the countryside. I also see a lot of industrial areas that are just nothing going on. Abandoned buildings all over the place. We need to build up, not out. Everyone wants to get a house, but apartment buildings are the way to go because we're destroying our farmland at a scary rate. And it doesn't help when you have so much immigration over the next couple of years. A national dental care program. Now, this is something I'm not a big fan of, simply because when government interferes in something like this, it's never a good idea. It's just like wait times for surgeries in Canada, as opposed to going to the States and getting it done fast, so if you have the money and the insurance. So what does that mean? Does it mean just basic cleaning? That's your dental care? And will companies continue to give dental care as part of the benefits package when you get hired? Will they start phasing that out? Because why do that when the government's going to pay? How will they police the quality of dental care? Limited families with income of less than $90,000 a year. For those with an income of less than $70,000, no co-payments will be required. You know, there is free dental care right now if you care to go to certain times. The hospitals have it. And also, like dental schools, if you want to have a student work on you. But dental care these days is so easy. Like, you can do installment payments for a lot of things. So I'm not too crazy about dental care because I have benefits. Both me and my wife have dental care benefits. Orthodontics might be another. It probably won't cover orthodontics either. Defense. $8 billion over 5 years, bringing Canada's defense budget to projected 1.5% of the GDP, falling short of the 2% NATO has called on members to spend. $8 billion includes $500 million in military aid to Ukraine. The budget also earmarks $875 million over 5 years to combat rising threats to cybersecurity, and $100 million over 6 years to strengthen leadership in the Canadian Armed Forces, modernize military justice system, and implements culture change in this Canadian Armed Forces. So you're going to waste a lot of money on a bunch of woke bullshit. Jesus Christ. So $8 billion looks good on paper, but when you read what they're going to do with it, it doesn't sound so cool. I like the cybersecurity, yes. But $100 million over 6 years to strengthen leadership in the Canadian Armed Forces, modernize military justice, and implement culture change? Come on. What a waste of money. I'd rather see $100 million being spent on new submarines or attack helicopters or something realistic. Training. They want, environment, climate, entice more Canadians to buy electric cars. Well, first of all, start a Canadian company to build electric cars would be nice. I have no idea what a Tesla costs. Probably a lot more than your average car. $3.8 billion to launch Canada's first strategy to develop exploitation of critical minerals used in everything from phones to airplanes. Something we should have been doing a long ago, but Again, when you develop critical minerals, it takes heavy machinery that needs oil and steel, as well as strip mining, to get these things. Indigenous reconciliation. $11 billion over 6 years to support Indigenous children, families, and communities. Hi. Reading through it, and I'm looking at the $210 million to help communities document and locate and memorialize burial sites at former residential schools. I like to see them dig up a grave, first of all. They've only done seismic testing, saying they think their grave there. I believe their grave's there, but I like to see something done about it. If you think there's a mass grave, dig it up. Why are we waiting? How hard can it be to swing a pick and shovel? Get some archaeology guys there and some anthropologists to do the actual site. Shouldn't be hard. Next, diversity and inclusion. Another woke movement. LGBTQ2 action plan. Give me a break. Just treat them like anybody else. Anti-racist strategy. Right. $50 million to support black-led and black-serving community organizations. Another bunch of bullshit. Wasting my tax-paying money. Where can I sign up to have my taxpayer money pulled out of that shit? $15 million to support local journalism in underserved communities. To help racialized religious minority journalists present their experience and perspectives. Why? I don't want it. Right. Most of us don't want that kind of bullshit. Jesus Christ. The wokeness of this day and age is just astounding. Why we're wasting so much money on this shit. I'm half okay with the Indigenous reconciliation. Like, there's going to be a point where enough's enough. Start treating them like everybody else, and it'll be a lot better. Start treating everyone like Canadians instead of like their own little subgroups within a larger context, and it'll go a long way. I don't get any support for anything. Don't tell me about white privilege, because I haven't been privileged in my life. Now, I understand the environment and climate change, but at the same time, I have to see prices go down. It doesn't even talk about inflation. Defense and security, we're not doing enough, and we're wasting money on stupid things. Dental care, again, one of those things that should have been left alone. Affordable housing, I understand that we need to build new housing units, but we need to build more apartment buildings. We need to go up, not out, and we also need to start reusing older complexes that have fallen into disrepair. Houses that have been destroyed over the years, fallen apart. We need to rebuild on those places. Stop destroying farmland. Home buying help, I understand that, but you got to keep prices down. Home buying help is not helping us keep the prices down. So Jughead said New Democrats will vote in favor of the budget. Of course. They're getting something out of it. They're getting their dental plan. They have to. And it's heavily influenced by NDP ideology. The NDP are no longer supporting workers. They're supporting fringe groups. Spend and tax budget. Spending is up instead of the debt. Putting us more and more in debt. You can't keep printing money. We're looking at a deficit of $52.8 billion. About half of what it was last year. So fiscal mismanagement, when you're blowing money on woke movements, yes. Jughead Singh is trying to, even though he got some of the things he wanted to, and he promises to support it, he's also tried to criticize the document, also taking credit for some of the things in it. The only thing the NDP are in for a big fall, as other liberals. The urban areas will continue to support these idiots because that's where the money's going to go, the urban areas. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help anyone in my community, really. So I'm not a huge fan of this budget. And most of the stuff that gets tabled in a budget never gets put into play. So our debt's going to go up. Inflation's going to go up. A lot of things are going to happen. And as long as the NDP support the Liberals, we'll keep having this kind of bullshit. Any Canadians there, let me know what you guys think of the new budget. What do you like? What do you don't like? Leave comments in the comment section, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Until next time, this has been the Great White North Report.
I'm in love.